Welcome to Beyond the Veil. This is a podcast where we chit-chat on the mysteries of the Holy Rosary. Peek into the meaning of events in Christ's life. Accompany our Mother in her journey on this earth and beyond. Marvel at the wonders God has done for us. Share with us your thoughts, questions, and reflections. Join the conversation.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Veil. This is your host, Joby Provido. And tonight we will talk about the resurrection. For those who are joining us for the first time, the reason why we talk about the mysteries of the Holy Rosary is because Pope St. John Paul II reminded us, suggests to us, and recommends that we meditate, we contemplate while we are saying the vocal prayer. So while we're praying the Our Father, the Hail Marys, and the Glory Be, our mind should be actively thinking about the mystery that we're praying. But if we don't have enough images in our mind, then that becomes difficult. And so a program like this one, we talk about it so that we remember these images, and while we're praying, they come to us. And tonight we are going to talk about the resurrection. The resurrection is the most important event in Christianity, because it proves that Christ is who he says he is, that he is God. But the interesting thing is, when we read the Gospels, nobody had witnessed the resurrection. Nobody actually saw Christ coming back to life from the dead. And some skeptics might say, if God really wanted to show that there is a God, then he should make it absolutely clear. There should be no. There should be all the evidence, nothing ambiguous, no. And so maybe somebody should, maybe there should have been. He should have resurrected when there were a lot of people, so that nobody would say that the resurrection is fake. No, until today we have some people saying that the resurrection did not happen. Now, here's the thing with Christianity, and here's the thing that some people don't understand. No, Christianity is an act of faith. We need to make an act of faith, and faith is God says something, God does something, and we believe. We have to. He doesn't. He doesn't go all the way, um, so that he, because he respects our free will. No, he doesn't go all the way to force us to believe him. There is this gap that he leaves, so that we, on the other hand, on the other side, we are the one who reaches out and believes and say we believe. No, so think of it as there's this bridge that what we have to cross. No, Christ, God. Made this bridge, but we are the one we are the one who has to cross it. No, and so so the resurrection was not witnessed by anybody, and therefore we have to make an act of faith and say, I believe that Christ resurrected. No? And where do we get this? Because the apostles told us, no, and everything that we learn, no, everything that we have come from the apostles, no, and so they said that he resurrected, and we have now this decision to make. Do I believe that the apostles were telling the truth when Christ resurrected? Okay, now when let's try to remember the gospels now. When the women early in the morning went to the tomb was already open. Okay, the angels had opened it, had rolled it open, and Christ was no longer there. So we have to remember that the tomb was not opened so that Christ could come out. No, he already was out. He's no longer there. And that's because he has a glorious body. We have to remember in the post-resurrection appearances of Christ, no, it's always otherworldly. It's always strange. It's not natural. No, they're praying in a room. They're inside a room, and then the doors are closed because they're afraid of being arrested. No, and then all of a sudden, our Lord is inside the room. No, he passed through closed doors. No. Sometimes he's going to he's appearing to people, and then they don't recognize him, no, and so his body now, we call it a glorious body, no. His body is still real, no, but it has it no longer follows physics of the natural world. No, it's a glorious body, and it's a body that you and I are going to get also in the when we resurrect at the end of time. No, if we are if we're good folk and we deserve heaven, we get that kind of body. No, and it's a body that will follow, that will be obedient to what our mind says. No, today sometimes, you know, we wake up in the morning, and it's we had a long night last night, or we're just tired from our workout, and the next day just your body's just is just complaining, I don't want to get up. No, but you have work, or you have some work to do at home or something, no, and your body is just rebelling. No, stay 5 more minutes in bed. No? And so we can see that the body rebels against our mind. No, but a glorious body is different. A glorious body will obey the mind, and so because our Lord wants to pass through closed doors, he can do that. He wants to pass through a tomb, no, a closed tomb, that has not yet been opened. His body can do that. Okay, he wants to appear unrecognizable to some people, then he can do that. Okay, and so now there is just for our topic tonight. There's just one question that I'd like to ask and answer. No, did our Lord appear to Mary, his mother? No, because it is strange that, and we ask this, no, because it is strange that we don't see Mary going to the tomb. Okay, um, in early in the morning, um, that we have two women going to the tomb. One of them is Mary Magdalene, bringing spice, probably they they rushed the excuse me, they rushed the burial on Good Friday because it was the Sabbath. Saturday is the Sabbath, and the way that Jews count days is not from morning to evening. It is from the evening of one day to the evening of the next day. So because the Sabbath is Saturday, the evening of Friday is considered Sabbath already, and that's why they were rushing and they had to had to put our Lord. No? And so the next available day that they could uh, uh, do that again was Sunday morning. No, and so the two women went to the tomb, and our Lord was no longer there, um, and they went back. No, Mary Magdalene went back to the apostles, and they said, our Lord is not there. No, and then Peter and John, no, they went running, no, to the tomb, and then they looked, and they didn't find anybody. They just found the cloth, rolled up nicely in one corner, and and that's the reason why we ask, where was Mary, the mother of Jesus, all this time? And she she was devoted to our Lord from the beginning, no? Ever since she was devoted to God from ever since she was conceived, no? But she was devoted to her son, no? At the moment of the conception, no? She brought him to Elizabeth. In her She brought him while he was in her womb, no, to the visitation, Elizabeth, no, and all her life she cared for him, even to the crucifixion. She was there at the foot of the cross, no, not afraid that she would be arrested by the Romans, no. um and so we have Mary. No, we're asking, if the two women early in the morning went to the tomb, how come Mary, the mother of our Lord, did not go with them? Where was she? What was so important? What was so important that she couldn't go to the tomb and see her son, um, and finish the ritual with the spices, no? And then again, we have to remember that at the foot of the cross, Mary, our Lord gave Mary to John, the apostle, and Mary went with him to his house, lived with him from that moment on. And if John was running to the tomb, it would be so unforgivable if John knew of this news and did not tell Mary, because Mary was the mother of the person who's no longer in the tomb. And so we wonder again, where is Mary, at that time? And so a lot of the scholars, we have a small T tradition, no? A small T tradition. A big T tradition means it's a tradition that is handed down by the apostles, and it is we have to believe it. No, we have to believe it. No, we are committing heresy if we don't believe it. Now, a small T tradition it's something that was passed down to us, but it's not. We don't have to believe it, not under the pain of heresy, no. So one of the things that are handed down to us is that Mary, our Lord, visited his mother early that morning. So we think about it. Mary is missing. She's how do I say this? Characteristically, uncharacteristically missing. No, she's absent. And how can we explain that? And then our Lord also, early. We have to remember that the two women went to the tomb early in that morning. He no longer was there. Where was our Lord? No, what was so important that our Lord did not appear to waited there for them to come. Look, I'm alive. No, where did he go? And so the small treat edition, no, that we've that we've received, no, is that our Lord, no, could not wait for any second to pass. The moment that that Easter morning came, the morning that the moment that light the sun, no, broke the dawn, no. He went to his mother because he needed to console her. How could he let one moment, one second pass and not console the mother that he loved so much, no? That he chose from the beginning of time. He chose Mary to be his mother, no? And so he couldn't. It wasn't. He couldn't take it that he couldn't take it that he would waste a moment longer and not go to his mother to console her. Mommy, no, Mama, I'm alive. I'm here. Do not cry anymore. I know you've been crying for the past 2 days, no, the past 3 days. The way we count, the way the Jews would count it, no. So Pope Saint John Paul II, no, in a one of his catechesis when he was talking to a crowd in St. Peter's Square, no, he said, no, could not the absence of Mary, no, on Sunday morning, on Easter Sunday, mean that our Lord had already seen her, had already visited her? It explains all of these weird facts that our Lord is no longer in the tomb, that Mary, did not go to the tomb early in the morning. So it's something that we'd like to think about. That whenever I pray the resurrection, no, the first beat is I'm imagining our Lord, no, resurrecting from the dead, and the second beat is he's leaving the tomb, no. Even if the doors are closed, even if the circular door is closed, no, he passes through there and he appears to his mother, and he's holding her in his arms. No, Mama, I'm alive. Do not cry anymore. No, don't shed your tears anymore. And so, and we see the face of Mary, no, just delighted, no, and what she thought was dead, no, what she thought of her son being dead is no longer. It's no longer true. No, he's alive again. So hopefully that's something that we can use when we're praying the rosary, and I hope that we can use that when we pray the beads. Okay, and that is our reflection for tonight. And I have good news. I just got received that my imprimatur for my books. I was just waiting for the imprimatur of Beyond the Veil, no, contemplating the mysteries of the Holy Rosary. It's now on Amazon, so you can get it, and all the things that we're talking about, and the way we're talking about it, you can find it in the book. So go to Amazon, and the title is Beyond the Veil, contemplating the mysteries of the Holy Rosary. And I hope to see you. That's it for tonight. I hope to see you next episode, where we will talk about the Ascension. So I shall say good night and goodbye. May God bless you, and may our Mother always keep you in her mantle. Bye-bye.
This episode was brought to you by the Catholic Talks. For similar content, go to thecatholictalks.com. To order books by the host, go to ourcatholicfaith.net. Subscribe to this channel on YouTube so you don't miss an episode. Look for this channel on Spotify.
Goodbye for now. See you next episode.